All right. So Alpine's got a lot of rain tonight.
Yep.
But it has nothing to do with Andrews. Listen to this. Andrews has gotten so much rain, excessive amount of rainfall, late May and into early June.
That's right. But the Andrews City Council saw this as an opportunity to see what flood procedures worked and which ones didn't.
CBS 7's Noe Ortega had a chance to talk with the city manager there, and we're going to talk about what they want to do.
In the past 5 years, the city of Andrews has invested lots of money into fixing the flooding issues. This rare occasion allowed city leaders to test those new improvements.
We also spent over $1 million to address flooding on the Southwest Loop. And if anybody drove the Southwest Loop during all this rain, they would have seen that we did not flood that area.
Eggleston says the upgrades were mostly a success and they'll only continue to grow. However, they do have plans to address the areas that were affected the most.
We had a couple of businesses that were affected and they got water into their businesses. We also had, of course, some homes that were flooded, and especially around Lakeside Park.
Well, the city of Andrews has identified 12 areas that have issues with flooding, and Lakeside Park here happens to be one of 2 that has the most, which is why a couple of weeks ago when they got 12 to 14 inches of rain, which they expect that on a yearly basis, well, they got that in 3 weeks. And once the water got into the lake, it got completely full and flooded into the homes across the street. This led to the city council deciding to come up with a new flood plan because the current one was last updated in the late 1970s.
We're going to be revising that flood plan and with recommendations of how we can improve water flow and the flooding issues that are in our town.
With the little rainfall that Andrews gets every year, the city will decide whether it's worth spending millions more or if there's cheaper solutions. Once the city receives the flooding study, they'll begin to construct a new plan to combat rainfall. For CBS 7 First Alert News, I'm Noah Ortega.